Welcome to Wired In Daily, where we talk about the real. We talk about current events. We talk about sports. We talk about God. We talk about relationships. Make sure you enjoy the video. You like and share, subscribe. Share with your grandma, your mama, your grandpa, anybody in your family and friends. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you there. Welcome to the channel, Wired In Daily. If you don't know, this is where we talk about any and everything. And today, we want to talk about Druski. We want to talk about the church. We want to talk about what he did. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even feel bad for him, for the church in particular. Even if he was throwing shots at the pastor Mike Todd, I think he was right on with a lot of things that he was doing. I mean, I ain't seen nothing wrong with it. I mean, the church needed awakening. You know what I'm saying? The church been hypocritical. They've been judgmental. There's a lot of church hurt. Man, the church need to be exposed because that's a place for people to grow, to be transformed. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the church been failing in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? So before I even get into it, I just want to talk about the word of the day. Something that was on my mind before I got right in. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's absolutely disrespectful to want somebody to court you, want somebody to do these things to you that you like, and you got bad hygiene. I don't agree with that. Brush your teeth, put some Vaseline on your lips. You shouldn't be crusty. You can't be asking for a kiss with stinking breath and your lips crusty. For one, I just want to be honest. I just want to be honest. Hygiene and put some Vaseline on your lips. All right? I just had to get that off my chest. There's a lot of you going around demanding these things, demanding to be courted, treated a certain way, and you got bad hygiene, and you got the public bathroom smelling like booty. Before the doodle even come out, it smelling like booty. All right? And I'm talking to whoever. That's a problem. I'm not okay with that. But let's get back on topic. Let's talk about the church. I think the church is a bit horny. And what I mean by horny, I'm saying the church is horny to elevate themselves and not really be there for the people. I think a lot of pastors are in it for themselves and their pockets. And there's nothing wrong with tithing. There's nothing wrong with giving money to the church, right? It's nothing wrong. But I think the intention behind a lot of these churches, I think they abuse the word to gain money for the people, from the people. So, and I don't agree with that. Jesus don't even agree with that. And you saw how Jesus did what he did in the temple. Like he was flipping tables. Like, hold on. You didn't turn this holy place into, business. And like I said, it's the intention behind it. Because there's nothing wrong with tithing. Let's not get it twisted, all right? I think if you go into that church, you're a member of that church, you should tithe. You should give money to the church. From your heart, what God is telling you to give. Now, when they talk about a $20 line, $100 line, and telling you close the doors, that is a problem. That is a problem. And I think the church need to be real. That's not right. You can't take advantage of these people, man. Some of these people in the church is really trying to live out the truth. And you being a stumbling block when you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not right. I'm preaching, man. Come on now. I'm preaching. You can't take advantage of God's people. It's a special place for you. All right? Special place for you. Because there's people out here really trying to live a God-like life, trying to be Christ-like. You know, another example, Kanye West. I was thinking about him. Kanye West. I don't think he was truly a believer. I'm just being honest. I think he did it for his music. You know what I'm saying? He did it for his music to a personal gain. I didn't think he was truly a follower. And I just looked at it and I call it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more of a narcissist. You know? I feel like he woke in the sense of the world way, like woke, like, when it comes to music, entertainment, the artist is really not in control. The Jews are in control. Like, I get that part. But when it comes to Jesus, I don't think we serve the same Jesus. I don't think we serve the same God. Right? And so the person that's in church and is watching this, I don't think because it's a bad pastor or a pastor that you run into, a church you run into, um, I don't think if they hurt you, I don't think they give you the right to be like, church is not good for me. Church is not this. Church is not that. Just like in the world, it's bad people. It's bad people in the world. It's good people in the world. It's bad churches on the block. There's good churches on the block. It should just make you go to the next church. Because just because of, like I said it before, and I think on my TikTok or one of my podcasts that I ain't put out yet, but when you go out to eat, just because the food bad don't make you stop eating food. You just go to a different restaurant. You write in your review and like, oh, that's horrible. That food trash. Right? Same thing with the church. You go in church, if you genuinely a believer, right? It's not gonna stop you from having a relationship with God. Because I feel like if you have a relationship with God, you gotta go to church. Why is it Why is it when it comes to God, we make excuses? Oh, the church is in me. The church is in me. X, Y, and Z. Okay, but you in the world, if you in the world, before you even came about into church, you was to fellowship with people out in the world to do what you want to do. Smoke, drink, have sex, do what you want. You was having fellowship with those same people, like-minded people, and y'all talked about what y'all did. Come on, we gotta be real. We gotta be real. When I was messing around with different females, shoot, I had a little group chat. And putting the pictures in there, putting the video in. Come on, we gotta be real. We gotta be real. And I feel like another thing, I'm rambling, but another thing about the church, what Druski did, I wish he could have went further with it. Because the problem I have with the church is they not real. You got people really struggling with their sin. You know what I'm saying? Struggling with masturbation, struggling with pornography, struggling with being horny. Struggling being lustful. And they feel like they can't express themselves because the church is gonna judge. Why when we was in the world we can express these things, but when we get in the church, oh shoot, oh something wrong with him? Nah, nothing wrong with him or her. There's nothing wrong with them because when they was in the world, they had those same feelings and they acted on them. They acted on them, right? And they realized it was wrong, right? How they was acting on it. It's not a sin to be horny. Let's be real. It's not a sin to be horny. But how you go about your horniness and you can't control it. That's why the Bible said, don't wake love before it's time. Like when you can't control it and you sleeping around with different people and doing different things and being perverted in that way, that's when it's a problem. So, okay, then you have your Jesus moment. You're going to church. And you go to church and you trying to grow and you truly trying to change. And you still struggling with those thoughts. Why you can't go to the pastor? Why you can't go to people in the church and they guide you and walk walk with you through whatever you're feeling? Why you can't do that? The church is not real. I don't think pastors today is really talking about like how do you navigate your feelings and emotions? Because we gotta be real. It's like you can go years and sin, years in pornography, struggling. You can go years and then you make this God enter into your heart and you had this transformation. You like, okay, I can't do that no more, but you still struggling with it, right? You go to church and you like, man, I want to say something about it. I want to be open with my sin, but I feel like the church is gonna judge me. The church gotta stop it, bro. Like I remember I used to go to church with my family. It felt so robotic. Like stop doing that. That's not real. We're not robots. We got emotions. You know what I'm saying? The Bible clearly says, "Be angry but sin not." Right? That also apply with being horny but sin not. That people struggle with depression. Is it a sin to be depressed? Yeah, it's a sin if you act on those thoughts, because those thoughts and whatever come to your mind, that's a lie from the enemy. How you combat that? Where's the programs in the church that talk about that? Everybody in the church want to just sugarcoat stuff. And one thing I agree with Charleston White is that when people is being evil, and evil is prevalent in the city, prevalent in the nation, prevalent in the Western culture, bro. It's no barriers. It's no barriers for evil. Why, when we step into the truth, why we barricade it? Why do we filter it? Like, bro, go to your church and say, I'm struggling with being horny. I got these feelings like, God, I love you. And I'm being in the group in the Bible studies, but I'm horny. I want it. Why you can't have those conversations with these elders in the church? Why they want to talk about you? Because those same elders, I know they was dealing with it. You feel me? So I think Druski was right on the head. I think pastors is not focused on discipleship, not focused on the gospel, not focused on what matters. Saving souls and being able to relate to the people matters. They just talking about that check and the followers, right? Just be real. That's why I struggle with me being a pastor. It'd be a struggle for me, you know, because I want to be real. I want to be real. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. Same with my daughters. Like, I'm going to tell them, nah, we can't do that. You got to hold a standard about yourself. A standard. A man is going to treat you how you treat yourself. You can't be available for every man. Yeah, you can date, but every man you meet, you should not be sleeping with. You should not be sleeping with. You got to tell them the truth. Because they going to feel like, it's a vibe. He said I'm cute. So? So? I can go to Walmart right now and see a cute girl, a cute woman. What do that mean? That don't mean nothing. You feel me? So the church got a lot of issues. They got a lot of issues, and I think Druski was on the head with the video, you know? And I think the church got to do better. And that's why I feel like Jesus, the world is already judged. Jesus coming back from the church, he's separating the real and the fake. The division is going to happen in the church. You know what I'm saying? I think if Jesus came back today, the church would crucify him, because everybody is in it for the money. Everybody in it for the clicks. What's trending? And there's a couple pastors out there that's real, you know. Um, and we all know Philip Mitchell. I like him. And even with him, like, I remember he was getting bashed because he said something like nobody pipe game is worth going to hell for. And he got backlash from it. And that's real though. Why is he getting backlash for something that that you used to do? That you used to do. Everybody in this church acting like they just was born saints. Come on, you was sneaking around doing your thing. You was. So why when you good in the church, you looking down on people that's doing it? That's in church trying to get better. Right? Like Jesus came to heal the sick. Right? He healed the sick, not the healthy. If you claiming to be healthy, and even then, you got people and pastors in the church that, man, it's this one rapper I followed, Brian. I forgot his name, but he did Kingdom Music, right? He did a Kingdom Music, whatever. Brian T. Bro, he's saying, I struggle just like you. The only difference is I got a platform. We gotta stop elevating these people on these platforms like they God, bro. They just like us, human. They struggle. He said he struggled with the things that he struggled with. We elevate these people up to God and be like, oh, he made a mistake. He wasn't real. Come on now. How can you judge somebody? I bet it's something in your life right now that you say you'll stop doing and you go back to it every single time when you feel in a certain way. And it don't have to be you being horny. It could be something else. It could be addiction. Addiction to food. Addiction to drugs. How many people say, I ain't gonna smoke one no more this month. I'm gonna go a couple days, weeks, and I'm gonna stop smoking altogether. Man, that's a lie. That's a lie. I used to talk to a girl. I used to talk to a girl that say, weed don't control me. What's up? Oh, I just like smoking weed. You can't. And that's the real. Why we don't be real with ourselves? We gotta be real. We not real with ourselves, but expect people that we follow and watch to be real. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Man, come on, man. Y'all got me started in here. Like, the church gotta do better, man. And you can't even get mad at Druski, right? Because the church been playing. The churches should be something serious for the people. For the people, right? Spitting truth in the best way they can, giving people the word. People asking for help, looking to a church for help, whether that be financially or spiritually or mentally, but the church should be there available, not to judge them, not to condemn them. If they in the world, the Bible said the word is already condemned. Why are you condemning them? They already condemned for the world. But if somebody coming in and say, Lord, I'm trying to change, man, give them the benefit of the doubt, man. They coming as they are, and then as they come as they are and go through the church, and as y'all help them and present them with truth, they be transformed with the truth. You feel me? Because if somebody want to change, they be transformed. Now we know the difference between somebody that's playing and somebody that's trying to do it. Just like in the world outside of the church, we know somebody that's real and somebody that's not. Somebody that's about that life and somebody that's not. So I think people outside the church too. Y'all can't talk about the church because y'all hypocrites yourselves too. Because y'all know people, y'all hang out with people that y'all know y'all shouldn't be hanging around with. That y'all know you doing things y'all know y'all shouldn't be doing, right? But then y'all give yourself a pass. Y'all do it too. Humanity is always giving themselves a pass. Humanity has always been bent on evil and wicked. Like, don't just look at the church and be like, oh, they hypocrites. Those people in the church, they should know they are sick people seeking help from God. And they joining together collectively as a body, as a community to pour in each other, right? To be transformed in truth, right? So you can't judge the church because at the same time, at least they trying to live up to the standard what God tell us to live by. Somebody in the world do what they want to do. They live out their truth, and it's subjective depending on how they feel. And that's hypocritical. Okay? That's hypocritical. Because when the odds is against you, then you waver in your own truth. And we saw that with the Pharisees. Come on now. Come on now. We gotta be real, man. We gotta be real. Man, y'all got me started on this podcast, man. I just like was holding a lot in. I just finally got it off my chest. Um, don't talk about the church if you're not in the church and your life is full of hypocrisy. And I think Druski, he hit the nail on the head when it comes to the church. I think the church has to do better, right? I'm not saying all churches is like that, but the churches that got the platform that everybody see on the internet, whether you're in the church or not in the church, we can see clearly who's doing it for the clicks. We can see it. And the word always say, don't judge, don't judge, don't judge. But yet you judge the church. And I get it. The church do judge. They do judge in a sense, right? But at the same time, we do have to call out evil for what it is. And as we call out evil, we gotta wipe the log out our eye too. Wipe the speck out our eye. We can't point the fingers, but meanwhile, we take advantage of the people in the church. And that's what I don't agree with. So I think at the end of the day, the church gonna get right because Jesus coming back. And for the people that's in the world that looking outside, looking at the church, you sick too. You live a life of hypocrisy too. I guarantee you, whoever comes by this short or this podcast, there's things in your life that said you will stop doing. You said, I'm gonna stop doing X, Y, and Z. And to this day, you still doing the same thing. There's so many people that's in and out of church. If you just look at their life, it's like a revolving door, a same cycle. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change and never change. It's the same old thing. Man, how did that relate to relationship? You got women, know the truth, and still deal with the same dude with different face every single day, including men. Men, I know I want this type of female. I want this type of, I want her to do this. I want her to do that. But you messing with the same type of female with a different face. And we fall in the same cycle each and every day. But then have the nerve to point at somebody else and say, oh, he not real. You're not even real to yourself. You're not real to yourself. You feel me? So before you start pointing the finger at the church and pointing the finger at a pastor, reflect on yourself. Because at the end of the day, that pastor is doing what he's doing, but you are accountable for what you're doing, right? If you can judge and can see right and wrong, make sure you can see the right and wrong in your life. And I'm not saying it's bad to judge, because the Bible said we got to test every spirit. If you're a part of that church, ask questions. Like, where's the money going? How is it most of your people in your congregation is poor, but you pulling up big body Benz and Bentley and private jet? Like, you can ask those questions. You should have the right. You're the part of the church. You're the part of the body giving money to it. I think you deserve to know. Absolutely. So that's all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to just pour my heart out about my reaction to Druski, and shout out to Druski. I think it was very good. It was funny. It was, it was comedy. I get it, but at the end of the day, Druski, you still gotta answer. You still gotta give account of your life, because we make content. Everybody make the content and make the jokes, but at the end of the day, we all sick. We all in need of a savior, and whether you believe or not, we all got to answer to God one day, So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share with your grandma, your daddy, your granny, your cousin, your friend next to you. Do whatever you need to do. Let them know that Wired In. Oh, hold on.
Week 8, robbery, prom night, interviews, build up, band drums, drum line, stand up, moments, closer. He was ready for the moment. Game time, getting